Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. So here you'll find video memoirs of my life essentially, and I know that kind of sounds stupid, but the reason why I started doing this is because I don't take pictures of myself, and I also don't have any personal social media accounts. So I just feel like my life is sort of getting lost compared to other people, and I just wanted something that my parents, my future family, my future wife could just remember me by. And um, and also I feel like pictures are sort of like surface level memories of myself, such as what I was wearing, who I was with, what I was doing, things like that, right? Whereas video memoirs are more of like deeper memories of me, such as maybe things like how I was thinking about things, what kind of experiences did I go through, and how did I process them, what kind of mistakes did I make and how did I overcome them, what kind of hardships did I go through and how did I overcome them, what were my values, how did they change over time, what were my opinions on things, and how wrong did I ultimately end up being about them, things like that. And I feel like just with my personality, that those deeper memories will be so much more valuable to look back on later on. Um, so yeah, that's why. And I would say my the second reason is uh, sort of following. So Naval Ravikant actually said something like, if you're starting a business, instead of looking for business partners first to start a business with, just start it in whatever capacity, show it to everyone that you can, and the right people will find you, right? And that really resonated with me, and I wanted to see if I could apply that to my life. And what I mean by that is, through these video memoirs, I will try to show as much of myself authentically as possible. And what I'm hoping for is that the right people will find me in terms of like who resonates with me, who shares similar values as me, who likes the way I think about things and think through situations, things like that. And so maybe I'll be able to create like an online community where of like-minded people that I would also resonate with as well, if that makes sense. And then as for my content, I guess because I wanted to share my goals in my life because I think my content will generally follow what I'm trying to do in my life, right? And so right now, I would say I have three goals, which the first one is that I want to get to a place financially where I no longer have to work for money. I would love to be in a situation where the any time that I spend throughout the day, anyone that I meet, any decisions that I make are not tied in any way to financial gain, and that's the place where I want to get to. And the second one is to create a family where my wife is first, so my kids are second, but our kids get enough love, attention, and care so that they can not only have a physical healthy life but also a mentally healthy life, and also where my wife is my best friend. But I would say that second goal right now is on hold for some reasons, and which I will discuss in a future video. Um, but then my third goal, which is sort of like I would say this is the one that's sort of like driving my life the most. Um, Not just right now, but just in general, which is it's like a journey that I have through self-actualization, which is actually a term that I learned recently. And I don't know what that means to other people, but for me, self-actualization means going through this. I would say going through this cycle of of being authentic as authentic as I can be in real life situations, and then after that going through a period of self-discovery, like reflection and things like that, to understand what happened, analyze what happened, and then the last step would be sort of like applying, like going through like a period of personal growth where like I apply those, like if there's lessons or takeaways, I apply those things to my life so that I could become a better person, right? And then that cycle just keeps repeating. And so hopefully, um, tomorrow I am a better person than I was today. But then tomorrow I'm also being as authentic as I could be in that moment, which is relative to the day before a better person, if that makes sense. And that's hopefully that cycle keeps repeating. Um, and obviously self actualization is not something that I it's not something that I will be able to achieve, but it's just something that I want to strive for every day. And the reason why it's important for me, why this goal is important to me, is because I just feel like if I'm going to be living on this earth, I want to make the most out of what I was born with and the circumstances and the situation that I was given. And, and like, and considering that nobody really knows the meaning of life or like why we're on this earth, etc. I just feel that um, I guess the way I look at it, given this unknown, that I feel like self-actualization or striving for that is the best way to guarantee that whatever the meaning of life ends up being, that I have done what I could to reach that, if that makes sense. It's covering all the bases of whatever the meaning of life could be, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, and so those are my goals, and those are sort of what's going to drive my content. And some other things about me. If you know Myers Briggs, I am ENTJA. My E is, I would say, fairly balanced. My N is strong, which means my S is weak. My T is strong, which means my F is weak, and then my J and P are also fairly balanced. Um, I am an Enneagram Type 8, and I zodiac I am an so technically I'm a Taurus, but my birthday falls like sort of like in between Taurus and Aries, kind of a little bit, and I would say personality wise, I do have some Taurus, but I'm way more Aries. If you knew me. And I have some theories about that as well, which maybe I'll discuss in another video. But also Chinese zodiac, I am a dragon, and um, and I also for Big Five, like I roughly know what I am. I have taken a test, but test for it, but so I'm not gonna tell you what my Big Five is, just because like I feel like Big Five, so what I don't like about Big Five is that there are just objectively good traits to have, and I don't like that because then you can just test a certain way and you can get results a certain way, and you can really manipulate the results in that way, and that's what I don't like about it. And so maybe I'll let you guys watch these videos and be the judge of what you think I am about that. Yeah, and I would say that's me. And so hopefully you liked what you've seen so far, and that you'll want to continue watching me. But either way, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you next time.